All right, good evening, everyone that just joined the webinar. We'll get started shortly, give some people some time to come into the webinar. Thank you for taking the time this evening to learn more about day camp registration. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the day camp, Chicago Park District Day Camp registration webinar. We'll get started in around 3 minutes. Give people some time to jump on. Thank you very much for joining. Good evening, everyone. We will get started with the webinar shortly. Thank you for joining. Good evening, everyone. We will get started at 6:05. Thank you for joining. Gives people some time to jump on here. Thank you. Right, we will get started now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Chicago Park District Day Camp registration webinar. My name is Jim Harney. I'm a senior project manager in the General Superintendent's office. We appreciate you taking the time to help ensure that one of the Park District's most popular programs, Day Camp, is accessible and welcoming to families that rely on us during summer break. We know this is a very important program, and we're happy to discuss the registration process and some tips and tricks to make it less stressful for you, the parents and caregivers of children looking for day camp slots. I want to begin by saying we hear you. We know that at times day camp registration process can be stressful. Our goal is to make sure the registration process is better and more intuitive and to ensure parents and caretakers feel prepared and ready for registration. This year, that means improving our day camp sign-up process by adding a new map-based search function, icons highlighting high-demand parks, as well as hosting this webinar to get your feedback and answer some of your questions before registration starts. We will be talking about those new updates in this webinar, going through the various different phases of registering and preparing yourself for day camp registration. We want to say we are in phase one of this process of addressing your feedback about the registration process, and this webinar will only help further our efforts to make the process better. Thank you to everyone that's provided a question beforehand. I know some people are already in the question and answer portion of the chat and asking questions, and some of them we're hoping to get to all of the questions. We'll see if we have time. Some of them, I believe, are already being answered by my colleagues who are on the webinar with me. So let's just get started and discuss some simple ground rules that we have. So we have a lot to cover, as I said. And as I said, also we're gonna try and get to everyone's question in the hour. If we don't get to your question, we're going to be publishing a frequently asked questions during the webinar that will live on our website. And we can, if the question you ask is incredibly niche and maybe not a frequently asked question, we'll also try and reach out to you via email and answer your question directly. As a reminder, everyone but the speaker and the panelists are muted. You're able to submit the questions via the question and answer section, and it'll be monitored by my colleagues. If you do not get to your question by the end of the hour-long webinar, again, we'll be discussing that in the frequently asked questions section. The goal of this webinar is to demonstrate the entire day camp registration process, from logging in or figuring out you don't have a login, don't have an account, and signing up and the process of that, looking at wish lists, looking at programs, selecting programs, and then putting them in the enrolling and putting them in the cart. So because of the questions that were asked in the registration process beforehand, we have broken this up into 4 sections, looking at creating an account in our system, searching for programs, adding programs to your wish list, and registering for a program, and at this time also adding multiple children to the same program. Those are very frequently asked questions. As we tackle each section, we encourage you to ask questions about that section. We'll try and pause in the transition and discuss and try and answer some of your more specific questions about the section that we are discussing. Please note that almost all this information is available on our day camp page, which I'll be navigating to when I share my screen soon. Another thing to make note of, day camp registration starts next week on Monday, the 20th at 9 a.m. for parks west of California Avenue. California Avenue is the dividing line of our program. So parks west of California Avenue, registration will begin at 9 a.m. on Monday, April 20th. For parks east of California Avenue, programming for the summer registration will begin at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, April 21st. The summer programming is currently available. Right now, today's demonstration will be done in our trainer method, because right now you are unable to click enroll in the programs that are viewable online. So we'll first start by navigating from the shared page to the page on our website where the information is available. So I am sharing my screen now. And this is the day camp page of the Park District website. You can navigate this from the Park District website, but this is where the day camp registration, most of the basic information all lives here in terms of where you probably signed up to figure out how to get on the webinar, and offer information here about online registration and in-person registration. So here, clicking here for learning more is where you'll come to the registration checklist. Registration checklist has been something that has been utilized in the past. This year, we made some additional changes. Highlighted here at the top are the new changes, including the webinar, the map function that we'll be going over later, You can click on that here through the drop-down arrow, uh, looking at the high demand icon that will also be showing later. All these sort of highlight the different things and ways in which we can do this. This register for day camp. Here, under registration instructions, give a step-by-step process for how to sign up. This is the same process we will be going over today in the webinar. This is just sort of another resource you can use this week to prepare and make sure you are in the best space to register for day camp. So we will be going through this in real time through my cursor and demonstrating on the webinar. So go here to the link to view all programs, which is right here below under the webinar, the registration checklist and the webinar ad. So you go to view all programs here, and this will navigate you to the activity search for viewing all programs. But first, we will start by discussing registering an account and signing into account. So if you go up in the top left-hand corner to the sign in page, you'll be instructed here on the website to sign in. And if you already have an account with the Park District where you have signed up for programs in the past, you can sign into the email you used and use your password, and it should take you, and you should then be signed in. Now, if you do not have an account yet, you can go down here and sign in for an account. So you would go here and enter in an email address. I'm just going to put in John Doe at chicagoparkdistrict.com. That one doesn't have an account yet. So I would then need to put in my name and a date of birth and create a password. Redo a password here. All right, I would click all of these notifications, go to next. And then anything here that has a red asterisks next to it is information that's required. Gender, street address, city, state, zip code, primary phone number, typical things you are entering in when you are registering a account. I'll make note, this is the account that is for you. You are registering this as the person who is signing in. We'll get more into detail about registering children and other family members later after we sort of go through this. So this is where you put information about emergency contact. We require one. You have a second one as well that is not required. And there's some other questions you would have to answer, including, is the customer a minor? As I am signing in, I am not a minor. Uh, if the customer is a minor, are they permitted to walk home? Who is permitted to pick up the child? Demographic information, all very basic information. And then from there, your account would be created. You would go to create account. Now, since I already have an account, I will go here to sign in. So I have an account here. Oh, my password didn't work here. Happening a lot lately.
Hey, Jim,
Yes, Dan.
that is the live site you're logging into. That's maybe why
Ah,
you're having a password issue.
oh, thank you very much. Here is the trainer. Okay. Well, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Hmm. Bear with me, folks. One moment here. All right. Password worked, and this is the account page for my account. So right here, I'll make note of two things. This is here, the family members that I've added. So this is me here. This is my account that I've just signed into as I am the head of the household. These are the two family members that I have added previously. They're children of day camp age, and we'll be going in and using them and adding them as examples for how people can add children to day camps. So if you have an account but need to add family members, you would go down here to manage family members in the blue lettering here below the names of the people on the family members. And then you would go and add a family member here, and you would click in the same information you would enter if you were creating an account. So
Hey,
there,
Jim.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you, Jim, but while you're on that page, something that has come up in some questions and is outlined right there in the note at the top of that screen, addresses and birth dates need to be updated by visiting a park in person. Those are the only two parts of an account that you are not allowed to edit yourself because of our resident versus non-resident fees and age limits on various programming. So it's spelled out right there on the page. I just thought I'd highlight it because some people have been asking.
great. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. All right. And again, almost all of this information is available on our day camp page, links available on our day camp page. So I will take a pause right now and bring it over to my colleague Irene to see if we have any questions that would be relevant to others to be answered at the time.
Can you hear me there?
Yes.
How can I delete this account and start a new account?
So
I'll step in
Yeah.
for you there, Jim. You cannot really, I'm not sure why you would need to delete. As I said, everything other than birth date or address is editable by you. So if those are the concerns, please visit your local staff park and have those updated and you can go from there.
Great, thank you.
We have a couple of questions about creating wish lists and how that works.
Great. Apologize for the feedback there. We will move on now to wish lists and how to create that. First, excuse me, from there, we'll go and look at the activities. So first, we'll start by looking at the activities, which will help you then get into wish lists and how to utilize wish lists. So here you want to click activities, and this will be the main landing page where you will be able to, the top here, narrow searches and search for programs that are relevant to you. So right now, the search is wide open. So we have 7,987 matching results for any program that starts from today. So one of the things I'll take a moment here and go to our special demonstration season. So if you are interested, so when you are looking at this later tonight or later this week, you're going to go on and go to 2026 summer to look for all summer programming where registration will be starting next week, including day camps. But right now, we'll just go to the summer demo that we have created on our trainer to narrow the search down. So one thing I really want to highlight is, sorry about that, the map function here. So this is new this year. That's something that we have not offered in the past. As you can see, once you narrow down your search of programs, the various programs all across the city at park districts, park district field houses all across the city will be viewable here in this map. So let's say you are interested in looking at down here, day camp, which is actually in headquarters. So the day camp right here at Park 596, the Brighton Park Community Campus. There's day camp, there's early bird camp right here. These are two programs that are available on the map if you uh, looking for a program in this area of the city. Again, you can go and search closely, and hopefully this will help prepare parents and caregivers who have a camp that they know is a high demand camp and are looking for camps that are possibly located close to that or located in another area of the city. There are camps all across the city. All of our camps are wonderful, but there are other camps in other areas of the city that can be beneficial for your children as well. So this is the map function. We wanted to highlight that at the top of this discussion of programs as it's new this year, and we think it will be helpful for everyone as a different way to view programs and sort of view where programs are in the general area. So from there, in terms of searching for programs, we can also look for programs by if you know which park your program is, you can go here. All the parks are ordered here alphabetically, and you can go and find the park that is close to you. So I want to go to Chase Park because that is where day camp's been offered in the past. You can go and apply there, and then you'll see the extended camp and the day camp here that are available at Chase Park. That's it where it would be in the list view. Wanted to do that again, show it in the map view, be applied this way, and you'd click on the map view and it would just show camps only at Chase Park there. You are also able to, in the where, also search by community area. One of the 77 community areas also listed alphabetically here in there. So if you are looking for a camp near Lincoln Square, you could type in that one, it would apply, and it will pop up in the map. So Winnemac Park here has a day camp that's within our trainer. Again, in the trainer, there are a smaller number of camps just for ease of demonstrating this. When you go on your activity, your account and look at the programs, you'll see the full complement of all camps available. That was a question actually in our last webinar this afternoon. Are all the camps that are currently displayed the ones that will be available? Are there any more coming? Right now, what is shown on our website is what is available. Another way, there's also, you can search by age, or you could search by activity name. So if you are interested in early bird day camp, search there. Oh, I don't think maybe I spelled it wrong. Early bird. Okay, so it didn't come up as early bird day camp, it came up as early bird camp. So these would be two of the programs that are currently available in our trainer that would pop up. I will show all of our camps to then go through in the list view the information that is being shown here under camps. So here, day camp at Commercial Park. Right here is the title of the program, Day Camp at Commercial Park. The age group is for youth. For the age displayed of those people who are available or able to take this program, the age is they must be at least 6 years old, but less than 13 years old. So those who are between the ages of 6 and 12. And the age signifying date is September 1st. So if your child is 6 years old, by September 1st of 2026, they will be able to be part of this camp. And if they are any age over 6, up until 12, so between ages of 6 and 13, they will be available for this camp. The next thing I want to make note of is the openings. When it says openings 95 at commercial camp, that is the number of day camp slots that are available at this camp. Here is the date, June 22nd, 2026 to July 31st, 2026. Those are the dates when the camp is being held for those 6 weeks. And again, here for day camp, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is right here from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. For most day camps, it will all be all 5 days, but some programs and some programs will have different days when the program is offered. So that is why that is the signifier here. Um, and again, I want to make note that almost all this information is available at a link on our day camp page. I'm going to take a pause and see if there is more relevant questions that we should be bringing up during this time.
How do you filter by age?
Question was, how do you filter by age? So we'll go here, go up here, and you would click in this banner right here near the top of the page where it says age, any age, and you would filter it here between this being the minimum age requirement, this being the maximum age requirement. So let's say you're looking for day camp. Day camps, you would be the minimum age would be 6, maximum age would be 12. So you would apply that there, and then all the programs for those ages would pop up. Another thing that is great to look at is filtering by open slots. So you can go here under this main banner here where it says filters. Go here to click open slots, the drop-down menu. Let's say you have more than one child you're looking for a program for. You would could enter 2, you could enter 3, and you would apply that. And if you were looking for programs that have 3 open slots, currently all of our programs have that number of open slots because these camps have not been filled up yet. But that would be helpful if you are looking for camp for more than one person. If you are during the time of registration, or if you are looking after registration begins, once registration has gone live, I should say. So I'll reset all. And again, check and see if there are any relevant questions that we should go over for the benefit of everyone on the webinar.
Yes. How can I add day camp to my cart if the cart does not exist yet?
Okay, how can I add day camp to the cart if the cart does not exist yet? That, I think, is a great question to bring Dan in. Dan, how do we add day camps if the cart does not exist yet?
Well, that's just referring to when enrollment opens. You can't have a shopping cart until enrollment opens next Monday or Tuesday. So
Great.
until then, all you can do is add to a wish list. So you can do all of this searching in advance and use the wish list to be ready when you go to enroll next week.
Great. I think that's a great transition to the next section of our webinar is discussing wish lists. So here in the list view, we are looking at day camps. Now, let's say I'm looking at the day camp at McGuane Park, and I see that it has a red heart next to it. And that signifies that is already on my wish list from the webinar earlier. So if I were to look for, and let's see, I want to save into my wish list this day camp program at Ping Tom, I would go here in the list view and I would select it for the heart. So now it is telling me that it is successfully added to the wish list. So from there, you can view wish list and you can see all of the programs that are currently available on the wish list. Now, if you wanted to take one off the wish list, you could click the heart right there. You would take them off your wish list. Now, we, Park District, recommend the use of wish list for this week leading up to program registration for summer going live next week, because it's a great way to organize yourself and put all the programs in one quick and easy spot for you to go and view the programs and quickly enroll in them after once registration begins. So for the map view, we wanted to show how to do that. Go here. Oh, I got to go back and do the day camp demonstration application. So then this is the camps available for the demonstration. So go here, go in on the Zoom, select day camp at headquarters here. I want the day camp at Park 596. I would click that. And this is the landing page for the program. There's a description here of the program, same information that is in the list view. I would go and I'd press the heart there and I would add it to the wish list. Other ways in which utilizing the wish list, you can also from here go to, keep going backwards there, okay. Going and applying. At the wish list, you can go and select the wish list. Let's say I want to enroll or put on the wish list day camp at McWayne for one of my children, but not all of them. So I would go here at the heart, and I would go to select participants. So in my family, I right now have two people, Jane and John Doe. So let's say for the day camp at McWayne, I want to put it on the wish list for John, but not Jane. I would select it there, and that would save. So it's on the wish list, but it is only for that family member of mine. Again, I'll demonstrate that again. Go and select it on the wish list. I'm selecting here. I would select it for the other child in my family right now. I would go and save, and that would do that. So viewing that on your wish list, you can look at it for all family members. This is all three of the camps that we have currently on our wish list. Now, if I go wish list for various family members, I would go to Jane and it would say Norwood because that's what I selected for Jane. And if I went up here for John, it would say McWayne Park because that is what I selected for them. So if you are creating and curating a wish list for multiple family members and want to have them at different programs, you could have them separately. If you are interested in having your kids at the same program, it would behoove you just to sort of have the wish list for all family members and not necessarily go and signify them for each of the different members of your family in the way that I just did. This is best for people that are looking for programs in different parks for different family members. I'll pause, see if we have relevant questions that could be answered, and they necessarily go signify them for each of the different see if we have.
So we have kind of similar to what you just mentioned, same person in two different park locations. Can I add them to my wish list? And then can I add them to my cart?
Yes. So those can be added in the wish list the way I just signified it. So for the wish list, we have all family members. We have three programs here on the wish list. One of them is wish list for wish list participant Jane at Norwood, and one of them is for wish list participant John at McWayne Park. So that answers the question. And then from there, going into the next section of our day camp webinar, we'll be going into enroll now for them at the different day camp opportunities. Do we have any more questions?
A reoccurring question is, can we enroll into separate camps and then drop one if we get into the other?
This was a question we had during the webinar this afternoon. Yes, if you are interested in trying to register for multiple camps for the same individual, same child you were trying to register the day camps for, you are able to be in multiple camps. You have up until 2 weeks before the start of day camp to process a refund. But I believe there will be a 15% refund process fee assessed to that refund. Dan, I'm not sure I've necessarily explained that the best way.
That is correct.
That is correct. Okay, wonderful. I was not sure if I worded it properly there, but you have up until you are able to be in multiple day camps. You have up until 2 weeks if you are interested in picking. You have to pick one day camp. Your child can't be in two places at once, so you have to pick one or the other. And you are able to refund the day camp later.
We are also getting multiple questions about getting siblings into the same camp. So if one sibling gets in what is the likelihood of the other sibling getting into the same camp?
That is a great question, and someone we've heard frequently from patrons at the park district. So that sort of leads me into the next phase, which is signing up for the programs. There is a way when you sign up for the program, if you're looking interested in getting uh, multiple children into the same day camp, that is possible through this. So let's say I would like to get both Jane and John. They have the here on the wish list for Norwood and Wayne, but I made my decision. This is where I work, and it's easier for me to have them both at the day camp near my place of work. So I'll go to enroll now and go there. So then you are selecting a participant. So for the participant, I will first begin with Jane, enroll them. So the questions that you'll be asked when you're enrolling, the certain details of what kind of shirt size they have. Let's say that they are small. You can select and choose if you want to donate to the financial assistance fund. Here is the critical part. Where while you have Jane signed up here, you are interested in getting both children signed up as well. So right here, you would go and click register another participant. And when you go and click register another participant, it'll take you back to this page. You'll select John, the other person in your family member, and again, answer the same question regarding t-shirt size and donations. Then you'll click add it to the cart. And as you see in the cart, both Jane and John are signed up for the day camp at Park 596. And then from there, once they're both signed up, you would then go to checkout. I have to go and select all the required waivers, go to checkout. And this then is the area where you would enter your payment method information. Another note to make about payment methods and information. Those of you that have used these programs in the past and have used uh, this are been able to pay for programs in the past, please double check and make sure the card that is on file is still is not expired. The card is not expired because if the card expires, you'll have to spend some extra time here entering in your name on your card number, expiration date, same sort of information you would put in if you are ordering from Amazon. Uh, it is possible to go and do this in your account page prior to this and have the information of your card added. You would go here for the view account up at the top right-hand corner, and you would go down to saved credit cards. So you would go down here, you go to add a new credit card. Again, we suggest you do this prior to registration as it will save you time. Put your name on your credit card number, all that good stuff. So here, let's go back to my cart. So again, once you have them in the cart and select checkout, you are done. The day camp slots have been registered and your information will be in there. So let's say you don't want to do it from the wish list for some reason. You want to do it from the activities page. You can go, again, I'll go up here at the top. I will select the 2026 summer demonstration, apply there, go down to the day camp at Warren Park. I'll go to enroll now. And then from there, I will go and select participants, selecting Jane. Again, it's giving me a scheduling conflict because I currently already have them at Park 596 on the same receipt. You can ignore that conflict. And then from there, from the list page, you can add it to your cart. And right there, you'll see that for participant John, they're at Warren as well, just through that. And then out here is where you'll check out, as long as the waiver information is all selected. I will pause and see if we have questions that would be useful and helpful for others at this time.
Is there a way to search for a camp by a specific start or end time?
Is there a way to search for a specific camp by a start and end time? Uh, that is a great question. On our activity search page, is there a way to search for a camp by a specific start and end time, Dan?
No, that is not one of the offered filters. However, for most of, if you're talking about a day camp, those are pretty much all the same. However, if you're looking, if what you're referring to is maybe the early bird or extended, there are categories that can help you find those. Under the activity category, there are camps for early bird, camps for full day, camps for extended. So there are options to group those together. There just isn't a filter that specifies time.
So if you're looking for camp some time before day camp starts, you would be looking for early bird. And if you're looking for time after day camp starts, you'd be looking for extended. Um, all the times here are located in the program here where the clock icon is. That will help you give you information. Again, this is for slow pitch softball, so that's only an hour there. Go back down. Um, Clicking apply, and I'll see if there are more questions.
Is the spot secured when the selection is added to the cart, or is the spot not secured until payment is processed?
Is this question was those that heard is the spot secured? When is the spot secured? And that's another great question for Dan. I think I also had this during the afternoon webinar.
When it is in your cart.
When is-
So as you were demonstrating the register another participant, when you click register another participant, the first one is put into your cart while you are selecting the name of the second so that the next one goes in as well.
So once someone is registered has put the program in the cart, how long do they have to pay to enter their payment information if they're entering their payment information?
Sorry, repeat that.
So how long is the spot saved in the cart before you're enrolled in the information that the payment information is selected?
As the note on our shopping cart page says, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Great. Wonderful. Okay.
Can you just select all for the same camp in your wish list the day of registration for all your kids listed on your wish list and just press enroll?
The select all, I'm not sure.
You cannot. The reason is the system has to verify that everyone you are selecting to enroll meets the requirements of the activity. So you may know that all of your kids are between 6 and 12 and have the requirements for the camp, but the system needs to verify that each name you're selecting meets that.
Thank you, Dan.
Does adding another participant slow down the process, or is there the slot already locked into the system at checkout?
Does selecting another participant slow down the process?
If you already have one in the cart.
If you already have one in the cart, so this will be great to talk to the person. I'm sorry about that, but uh, if the if you have another day camp, I'm trying to make sure I get this question right.
Extra. So two kids, one's already locked in your cart, and you go back.
You go back and you don't click add another participant. You go back. Yes, that would probably slow down. I'll defer to Dan, but my understanding is that would slow down the process, which is why we suggest using the add another participant to make it smoother and quicker.
Um, as I understand the question, it's not that it's going to slow anything down. This is essentially a question merely about the demand for the camps, and that there is more demand for most of the camps and activities than we have space available for.
And they have a follow-up. So the first person in the cart spot is saved. If you have, I think you reiterate that once you're in the cart, you have your spot for 10 minutes.
That is correct. Yes. The cart, the first person you have saved in the cart is saved. And the process there from like one or two clicks here, we'll demonstrate here once more. Day camp at commercial club. This is something else that is new this year that we want to make a designation of. High demand camp. You see the fire icon here with high demand camp. Based upon information from years past, certain camps have been designated as high demand just for informative reasons to inform you all this week that this camp is in high demand, and we would recommend having backup camps available when you are registering on the morning of April 20th or April 21st, depending on the side of California Avenue that your camp that you're registering for is available at. So you would go to, let's say you would save this on the wish list, go and view your wish list, Day Camp and Commercial Club. We want to enroll now. You would go, you'd select one participant, ignore the conflict. So this person's you would need to then add them to the other cart. Select John, ignore the conflict, add to the cart, and they are now in the cart. So if you are the first person slot is saved, but in terms of slowing down, I don't think it necessarily slows it down. It's working to keep it going. So want to sort of say their spot is saved for 10 minutes. Want to reiterate that. Once the first person is registered, their spot is saved for 10 minutes for entering information such as financial information and the like. Additional questions that we think good to highlight for this webinar. Okay. I'm sure some of you have some other questions. We'll make sure to go through the chat later after this. There's some other things that came up in the registration process, the questions you were able to ask before. There's several questions regarding children with disabilities and how they can sign up for day camp. So we have two answers to that. Park District offers a number of special recreations camps over the summer for various ages. Complete list of these camps can be found on our day camp page. Be aware, instructor permission is required to register, so you'll need to speak with someone at the day camp, at the field house, the park location, to register. But once you find a park you're interested, please contact the park about instructor permission. For those with disabilities, additional assistance is also offered for additional day camps, offered such as inclusion services and inclusion aids. For an inclusion aid, an assessment is required to determine if inclusion services are deemed necessary. Please learn more about the assessment process on our website. In terms of other additional things that came up, we talked about the extended hours and the early bird when searching for programs. Another question that came up frequently was in-person registration. So in-person registration will start depending on the park on Saturday, April 25th or Monday, April 27th. It varies by park. To view a list of registration dates by park, there's a link coming on the day camp page. There are also several questions about the cost of day camp. As you can see here, looking through all the programs, you can see the cost. One thing we wanted to make note of is that we found that Chicago Park District day camps is one of the most affordable summer camp options in the city. Camps are roughly between $1.38 per hour and $8.31 per day. The average cost of our day camps is $241 for the average 6-week camp. Another thing we wanted to make note of is that once you are registered for a camp, there will be caregiver and parent orientations for all of the camps to allow you to ask specific questions about the day camp and meet with those who will be providing the camp. In addition, at 9 o'clock on the 20th or the 21st, when you register, some customers will receive a cue screen about the registration process. This can be very stressful. This is an entirely normal and typical screen that you'll receive. This will typically come up after you click Add to Cart. This is expected. This is a safeguard, so our system is able to operate properly and it's not overloaded. Limited number of shoppers when requests are highest, and usually that level is not needed after a certain time once the registration is started. So I'll take a pause and see if there are any other questions.
Just some clarifying questions. Does your address and proximity to a specific park affect your likelihood of getting into that park?
I can believe I can answer definitively, no, your address does not affect whether or not you are able to get into the park.
This is a question about the queue. When I am in the queue, then it says sold out. Can you explain what the queue actually means?
So you are shown the queue page and then it says the camp is sold out. Dan, are you able to answer that question about what the
Yeah.
signifies?
So the queue screen is basically the same sort of technology that happens with other major online event ticket merchandise providers that are doing this kind of payment process. It merely is controlling the flow of traffic to the server to ensure that everything can still be processed. It is not affecting whether or not you get in a space in the camp you're asking for. Some people get the queue screen and get what they want. Some people get the queue screen and don't get the camp they want. Some people don't get the queue screen and don't get the camp they want. It's just a traffic flow, keeping the traffic to the server at a reasonable level so that everybody can get processed in a correct fashion.
Can you please show how it would look like on the day we're registering online, moving from my wish list to the cart?
Moving from my wish list to the cart. That I can do. Okay, let's go here. So if you have taken our advice during this webinar and have selected the day camps that you are interested in via the wish list, when you log in at a time before 9 o'clock, you can go here. You can go to enroll now. Here, yeah, you can go to enroll now or participant. Let's say you're just trying to sign up one child, you'd go to the add cart here, hold on, and then you would go from the wish list to enroll, clicking the green button that says enroll now. And then from there, you would then click the green button that says add to cart. They would then be added to the cart. From there, go and let's take some of these off the cart right now. Make it clear which one. So this is the moment when you're in the cart, trying to make sure that all the day camps. So we went from the wish list, selected enroll now for day camp at McGuane. We would then, from day camp at McGuane, we went to add it to cart. It is now added to cart. You would go and you would press checkout, entering in your payment method. If your payment method on your card is already in there, you would then just have to, it would just be available up here in the payment information and billing information, and you would press pay.
When you make your wish list, will having the wish list in my name, the parent, versus the child's name matter?
That is only the case on whose name the wish list is in if you are trying to manage wish lists for multiple family members. If it's in your name versus if it's in the child's name when you are registering for a program, and if I'm wrong, Dan, please correct me, it will not matter once you register for the slot.
Yeah, correct. The wish list is on your account for your family members. Hey, Jim, go to the camp for athletic field really quick.
Of
So I
course.
want to in the activity search because I set something up for you that I think will help one of the questions that was being asked about what things look like. On,
Wonderful.
so summer demo and
All right. Let's select
athletic field. Yeah, go ahead and click that and
the field.
see where
Yes.
it says starts in. The button is a clock. That is what you will see in your wish list, either in your wish list or on an activity page like that, leading into 9 a.m. either Monday or Tuesday. And so you can be looking at your wish list and see that very clock right there. And then at 9 o'clock, it will change from starts in to a green enroll button, and that's when you can proceed.
Great. Good note. Appreciate that, Dan. Yes. So as the clock starts going further and further down, this is what the timing will look like leading up to 9 a.m.
There's a couple of questions about how to register when you're applying for financial assistance or the CHA voucher.
Okay. Adding in the CHA voucher. Dan, I believe there's a way specifically to add in the CHA
Yeah,
voucher.
both of those are sort of the same answer in a different way. You need to have those verified in person at the park. For the CHA, they will verify your residency. Just bring an ID and have your child's social security number. We can verify your CHA residency and we'll have that added to your account. Or for financial assistance, there's documentation to bring that is further outlined on our website. I believe we've sent that link a couple times in some of the questions. And again, that also will be added to your account and you will receive those discounts automatically when you register. However, if you do not or are not able to get those onto your account before you register, you can go ahead. This is obviously not optimal, but you can go ahead and pay in full, visit a park afterwards, have those documents and residency verified, and the discount will be refunded back to you. So either way you can get it. It is easier and better if you get it approved ahead of time.
Great. Thank you. We have one last question.
This is should be a simple one. Can you skip the t-shirt question before registering?
That's a great question. I actually don't know the answer to. Dan, are you able to skip the T-shirt question to
I
apply?
believe so. I don't think those are set as required.
Great. Okay. One more question for the answer here.
Just came in. What does the online quota versus the total openings mean?
The online quota for a day camp versus the total number of openings. Dan?
The not every park offers everything online or all online, and so that's the difference. So some camps, so in like the athletic field one we're showing here in this demonstration says 60 openings remaining. That means all 60 of those spaces are available online, and otherwise it would say language to the effect of there is a quota for online registration, 40 openings remain. So that would mean 40 more people can register online. The other 20 would need to go in person.
Great. Thank you for that answer. I think we have received one more question. Is lunch provided by the day camp? Yes, lunch will be provided to all day campers every day of the week. All right, I am going to stop sharing my screen and we're going to be wrapping up now. Thank you all very, very much for joining. I know we have some other questions that may have not been answered. We tried to answer the ones that we thought would be most relevant to the most amount of people. We want to thank you for joining this webinar. We hope you had, hope your questions were answered, and if they weren't answered, we'll be able to get to them soon with the frequently asked questions, and these questions will be, hopefully we'll respond to you individually. Hope you're able to learn some good tips and tricks to prepare yourself for the process. Once again, I want to remind you, this is phase one of this project. We're working to improve the process further in the future. If you have additional questions, you can call the program hotline during business hours at 312-744-0296. And that number is 312-744-0296. Thank you all and have a very good day.